Hi,
Hi,
my name is Zakiah.
I'm Milo.
How are you, Milo?
I'm alright.
That's good. So I'm glad that you made it here, and just interested in knowing what brings you here.
Well, ever since college, I've been scared of driving over bridges, and it's just gotten to the point that I'm sick of it, sick of not being able to go where I want to go anytime I want. And so I wanted to see about if there's a way that we can work on that so I can just go, drive wherever I wanted to go and not worry about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's something that we can definitely work on. Um, First, I want to start off by saying that it sounds to me like it must be very scary, very frustrating. So, what goes on for you as when you think about going over a bridge? What kind of physical symptoms do you get? Does your heart beat faster? Do you sweat? Do you?
Yeah, I mean it kind of depends, but sometimes I've had full out panic attacks where I've had to pull off the road, and I had one back, when I was younger that, I mean, I thought I was having a heart attack or something. I mean, it was really bad, but I get cold sweats, I get my heart beats, real fast, I get dizzy, um, just uh, get real scared, and I just feel like I'm gonna slide off the bridge, and I know that's not logical, but that's how I feel, and so I just um I start clenching the steering wheel, and the more I panic about it, then the less control I feel like I have. And so then I start going really, really slow, which irritates other drivers. And so I probably become more of a danger on the road because I go really slow.
Sure.
Uh, But I just so scared that I feel like if I go any faster, then I'll fall off the bridge.
Okay. So, let me just briefly tell you, I one of the therapeutic models that I use is what's called cognitive behavioral therapy, and the basic fundamentals of it is that it helps us to become more self-aware of what goes on for us in terms of our thoughts. Okay. And so that once we become more aware that, okay, I'm having this thought that I'm going to go over a bridge, or something catastrophic is going to happen to me. Okay, so now we're aware of that. But then the next step is challenging, the core beliefs that we have about a particular situation that brings distress or discomfort, and then also the dysfunctional assumptions that come. Dysfunctional, meaning that it interferes with our, ability to see things in a more accurate way. And then, of course, last, the negative automatic thoughts that come, which is what you were just discussing to me. So, um, so then we move on to, okay, so the negative automatic thoughts that we're having. And so, that's just bringing about the self-awareness. Now, some of the things that I would like to explore with you is what's called guided discovery. So it's just really about helping you to understand, you know, um, or let me just say, um, helping to expand your thinking to become aware of what the underlying symptoms or issues, I should say, are, um, and then come up with alternative ways to help relieve that distress. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 'cause a lot of times, I know logically that, I wouldn't slide off the road. I mean, all I have to do is stay in my lane, and, I'm thinking the whole time, just stay in your lane, just stay in your lane. And that, there's the concrete barriers so that even if I did, if it was slick in the rain or something like that, I'd hit the concrete barriers. I wouldn't just fall off. So, I'm thinking all those things at the same time, but in my feelings, I'm like, none of that matters. I'm gonna fall off the bridge.
Right.
So I need to make those things talk to each other. Like my thinking and feeling talk to each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the more that you do that, the more aware you become, and then your mind, and then, you know, you begin to start, hopefully what will happen is you'll begin to start exploring, um, other um, things that can help you counteract that.
So how do I do that?
Okay, so one of the things that you could do is exposing yourself to the actual fear, right, of driving on a bridge. And one of the ways that we could do that is perhaps introduce YouTube videos, right, where you are watching someone go over a bridge, but it's like you're experiencing it at the same time. So you're not just watching it, but it's almost like you're kind of there, right?
Hmm.
That
You
could
mean
be,
like those that they're the cameras in there, so it looks like you're
yes,
going over?
absolutely,
Oh, okay.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, Basically, with exposing people to what's going on for them, okay, is to allow the person to test out their catastrophic predictions. So if I leave the house, something terrible will happen. You know, what we want to try to do is slowly, introduce them to the idea, right,
Mm-hmm.
that this is something that can be managed. It's manageable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the YouTube videos, for example, that's a beginning. That could be one way of, helping you to start to feel like this is something that's manageable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another thing that you could do is then start thinking about, well, what other things can I do to make me feel safe? So you might want to start out with doing very small bridges, right? Start off
Mm-hmm.
small, like baby steps, and see how that goes,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And then kind of build up to that, going over that big bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some of the, I don't know, what are some of the things that you think could assist with um, making you feel safe as you slowly begin to work towards managing that anxiety?
I think that'll help of just like um the videos, and then taking the like little bridges around here, and maybe having my husband in the car or something like that. Um but are there things I can do when I'm at home, like um you know relaxation or something like that? Would that all help?
That would definitely help. And, and it would be a progressive thing. One of the ways that you can relax is doing mindfulness. And mindfulness is pretty much a technique uh, where you're learning to try to stay in the present. And it also incorporates breathing exercises as well. And that's something that might promote a sense of safety and calmness, and maybe help to counteract all the physical stuff that goes on for you. That's just one of the ways.
Yeah, I've
Um,
done that kind of stuff before, but and I find like some of that the guided imagery where like you picture yourself on a beach or you picture yourself in a nice place, and then you kind of do the um you start relaxing at your feet and you move up, and so all your body parts are relaxed, and I've done that kind of stuff before, and so I find that really helpful.
okay. And if you can think of anything else, like I mean, some people like stuffed animals, you know. I know for me, I tend to kind of grab onto my special stuffed animal, and it just gives me that warm, you know, emotional kind of feeling, you know. But it's different for everybody. I was just
Yeah.
in that, but it's different for everybody. But like I said, this is not a one size fit all. It could definitely be tailored more to what works for you, right? And we can continue to explore that. And as things come up, we can then begin to try and integrate that and see how that goes.
Okay. Well, I think that's given me a lot to think about, and so I'll try all this, and then when I'll see how that goes, and then when's the next time we can meet?
Let's see. I'm open for any time next week. I have mornings and I have afternoons, and for those who work, I have some evening hours as well. So,
Okay,
um, yeah.
sounds good.
All right. Well, Milo, I look forward to working with you, and it's been a pleasure.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Okay. Be well.
All right, thanks.
Bye bye.